Well, good afternoon, everyone. Let me grab some headphones here. I want to listen to some frequencies myself. How are we all doing today? So, we're going to do a little reading from the Enuma Elish to start our day off. And who do we have here? We have Paula. Everything's a psyop. Steve-O, how you doing? Going great, Steve-O. Alexander, hi, Alex. How you doing? Been a while. Nice to see you in chat. Some spread lies, others know the truth. Who is who? How you doing? And yeah, that's all we got for today at the moment. All right, guys. So I'm glad you're all here. Paula commented, Dragon Earth. Okay, flat Earth, round Earth, or Dragon Earth. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you believe in a round Earth or a flat Earth? Or the new emerging theory? I believe, hey, Muddy Yarb, didn't see you there. More logical than a flying turtle? Yeah, I was thinking about the turtle, the American ideology of the tortoise or the turtle. I think is more representative of the Taurus field. I think that's more what that has to do with, Alex. The evidence says it's flat. There is quite a lot of evidence that shows um, it does seem to be more of a flat surface. It could be that it's bigger than we think. I don't know. I'm still up in the air on that one. I kind of operate as if it's as if it's a round Earth because it works better for the science of Taurus field and that I understand, at least the way that I understand it. So I kind of prescribe to something floating in the sky, but I don't believe in a ball. It's not really a ball, anyways. It's kind of a amorphous blob, a little bit of a different shape. So that it's going to conclude the energies frequencies that we're playing to increase your energy. We're going to share now the Enuma Elish. Okay, so we're going to start from the beginning. I pre-read it so I could get some of the names a little better. It's quite long, not too bad. Probably take about 10-15 minutes for us to get through. Let's see if you guys have any comments here. That's good. Drag on Earth, for sure. What's causing the drag? I don't know. It's kind of a drag what they're doing to it. The way they're treating us and the Earth with the disposable society we have. So, the Babylon epic of creation. When on high the heavens had not been named, firm ground below had not been called by name. Not but primordial Apsu, their begetter, and Mumu, Tiamat, she who bore them all. Their waters commingling as a single body. No reed hut had been matted, no marshland had appeared, when no gods whatever had been brought into being. Uncalled by name, their destinies undetermined. Then it was the gods were formed within them. Lamu and Lahamu were brought forth, by name they were called. For eons they grew in age and stature. Ashar and Kishar were formed, surpassing the others. They prolonged the days, added on the years. Anu was their son, of his fathers the rival. Ea, Anshar's firstborn, Anu, and his equal. Anu begot his image, Numidud. I can't say that name. This Nudimud was one of his fathers, the master, of broad wisdom, understanding, mighty in strength, mightier by far than his grandfather, Anshar. He had no rival among the gods, his brothers. The divine brothers banded together. They disturbed Tiamat as they surged back and forth. Yea, they troubled the mood of Tiamat by their hilarity in the abode of heaven. Apsu could not lessen their clamor, and Tiamat was speechless at their ways. Their doings were loathsome unto Tiamat. Unsavory were their ways. They were overbearing. Then Apsu, the begetter of the great gods, cried out, addressing Mumu, his visor. O Mumu, my visor, who rejoices my spirit, come hither and let us go to Tiamat. They went and sat down before Tiamat, exchanging counsel about the gods, their firstborn. Apsu, opening his mouth, said unto resplendent Tiamat, their ways are very loathsome unto me. By day I find no relief, nor repose by night. I will destroy, I will wreck their ways, that quiet may be restored. Let us have rest. As soon as Tiamat heard this, she was wroth and called out to her husband. She cried out aggrieved as she raged all alone, injecting woe into her mood. What should we destroy? What should we destroy what we have built? Talking about the gods. Their ways are indeed troublesome, but let us attend kindly. Wishing an ungracious and was Mumu's advice. Do destroy, my father, the mutinous ways, then shalt thou have relief by day and rest by night. When Apsu heard this, his face grew radiant, because the evil he planned against the gods, his sons. As for Mumu, by the neck she embraced him, as that one sat down on his knees to kiss him. That sounds dirty. Now, whatever they plotted between them was repeated unto the gods, their firstborn. When the gods heard this, they were astir. They lapsed into silence and remained speechless. Surpassing in wisdom, accomplished, resourceful, Ea, all wise, saw through their scheme. The master's design against it, he devastated, he devised and set up, made artful his spell against it, surpassing and holy. He recited it and made it subsist in the deep. As he poured sleep upon him, sound sleep he lay. When Apsu he made prone, drenched with sleep, Mumu, the advisor, was impotent to move. He loosed his band, tore off his tiara, removed his halo, and put it on himself. Having fettered Apsu, he slew him. Mumu he bound and left behind lock. Having thus upon Apsu established his dwelling, he laid hold on Mumu, holding him by the nose rope, after he vanquished and trodden down his foes. Ea, his triumph over his enemies, secured. In his sacred chamber, in profound sleep he rested. He named it Apsu. For shrines he assigned it. In that same place his cult hut he founded. Ea and Daminka, his wife, dwelt there in splendor. In the chamber of fates, the abode of destinies, a god was endangered, most potent and wisest of the gods. In the heart of Apsu was Marduk created. In the heart of holy Apsu was Marduk created. He who begot him was Ea, his father. She who conceived him was Damkina, his mother. The breast of the goddess did she suck. I think he did. The nurse that nursed him filled him with awesomeness. Alluring was his figure. Sparkling the lift in his eyes. Lordly was his gait, commanding of old. When Ea saw him, the father who begot him, he exalted and glowed, his heart filled with gladness. He rendered him perfect and endowed him with a double Godhead. Greatly exalted, he was above them, exceedingly throughout. Perfect were his members, beyond comprehension. Unsuited for understanding, difficult to perceive. 4 were his eyes, 4 were his ears. When he moved his lips, fire blazed forth. Wonder if he was a dragon too. Large were his hearing organs, and in his eyes, like in number, scanned all things. He was the loftiest of the gods, surpassing was his stature. His members were enormous. He was exceedingly tall. My little son, my little son, my son, the son of heavens. Clothed with the halo of the 10 gods, he was strong to the utmost, as their awesome flashes were heaped upon him. Disturbed was Tiamat, astir day and night. The gods, in malice, contributed to the storm. Their insides having plotted evil to Tiamat, these brothers said, when they slew Apsu, thy consort, didst thou not aid him, but remainest still? Although he fashioned the awesome saw, thy insides are diluted, and so we can have no rest. Let Apsu, thy consort, be in thy mind. And Mumu, who has been vanquished, thou art left alone. Then joined issue Tiamat and Marduk, wisest of the gods. They swayed in single combat, locked in battle. The Lord spread out his net to enfold her. The evil wind which followed behind, he let loose in her face. When Tiamat opened her mouth to consume him, he drove the evil wind, that she closed not her lips. And as the fierce winds charged her belly, her body was distended, and her mouth was wide open. He released an arrow, it tore her belly, it cut through her insides, splitting the heart. Having subdued her, he extinguished her life. He cast down her carcass to stand upon it. The Lord trod on the legs of Tiamat. With his unsparing mace, he crushed her skull. When the arteries of her blood he had severed, the north wind bore it to places undisclosed. On seeing this, the fathers were joyful and jubilant. They brought gifts of homage, they to him. Then the Lord paused to view her dead body, that he might divide the monster into artful works. He split her like a shellfish into 2 parts. Half of her he set up and called as sky. He pulled down the bar and posted guards. He bade them not to allow her waters to escape. Now that could be the dome or the bubble. He crossed the heavens and surveyed its regions. He squared Apsu's quarter, the abode of Ninmud. As the Lord measured the dimensions of Apsu, the great abode, Eshara, which he made as the firmament. Anu, Enlil, and Ea he made occupy their places. When Marduk hears the words of the gods, his heart prompts him to fashion artful works. When opening his mouth, he addresses Ea. To impart the plan, he addresses Ea. To impart the plan he had conceived in his heart. Blood I will mass and cause bone to be. I will establish a savage man, shall be his name. Verily, savage man I will create. He shall be charged with the service of the gods, that they might be at ease. The ways of the god I will artfully alter. Through alike revered, into two groups they shall be divided. Ea answered him, speaking a word to him, to relate to him a scheme for the relief of the gods. Let but one of their brothers be handed over. He alone shall perish, that mankind may be fashioned. Let the great gods be here in assembly. Let the guilty be handed over, that they may endure. Marduk summoned the great gods to the assembly. Presiding graciously, he issued instructions. This utterance the gods paid heed. The king addressed a word to the Anunnaki. If your former statement was true, do now the truth on oath. By me declare, who was it that contrived the uprising and made Tiamat rebel and joined the battle? Let him be handed over. Let him be handed over. Let's see, where was I? Do now the truth, who that was contrived the uprising and made Tiamat rebel and join the battle. Let him be handed over. Who contrived the uprising? His guilt will make him bear that to you, that you may dwell in peace. The Igigi, the great gods, replied to him, to Lugal de Merankia, counselor of the gods. It was Kingu who contrived the uprising and made Tiamat rebel and join battle. The bound hold him, holding him before Ea. They imposed on him his guilt and severed his blood vessels. Out of his body they fashioned mankind. He imposed the service and let free the gods. Hello, Scotty Boy. Hi, Conspiracy Daddy. Desert Rose. Paradox Fossils. How are you guys doing? No problem. Truth, who is who. So, what did you guys think of the Enuma Elish? All the gods and their sons and daughters. I think that the first part of the Enuma Elish is again describing a lot of the science of the torus field. The great Apsu being a stand-in for the Gunganap in the Nordic, or the Great Void. Then you have the male and female figure, fire and ice, coming together and creating the first gods. And I don't know if these gods had planets to stand on. It doesn't sound like they did. Passed down, I wonder if the Milky Way is that tear you just read about. It could be. Although while I was thinking about the Great Tear, I thought of something. Let me see here. going to go to maps. Excuse me. Google Maps. Share. When we look at the center here of the ocean, what do we see? A great tear. That goes all the way along. A great big tear. Seems to go right around the Earth if the Earth is round. If it's not, it goes who knows where. And there are other tears, but I think those happened later when the Earth was drying out. Yes, these ancients seem to be very good at writing 3 stories or 3 different levels of knowledge into one. So as above, so below. There's the heavens and the earth, the mirroring of the earth in the heavens. We have the great serpent in the sky eating his own tail, and we have the great serpent of the earth. To get answers to all our questions in turn, there'd be nothing left to see. Yeah. Well, having all the answers? No, I don't think we can ever have all the answers. That would be a difficult thing. Pointing right at the Milky Way? Could be. So I really wanted to get that text out to you guys. That's kind of mostly what I wanted to do here. Take a look at our friend Tiamat here on Google Maps. Does it look like her head was bashed in? It may have been. There's this area right here, if you can see my cursor, right on between her eyes. Looks like it could have been smashed. Looks like something happened there. This could be also some type of a bashing or a mark. But this area here doesn't look as smooth as the rest. Not as congruent. See how this is dark and this looks pushed in. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting subject to me. Miu Miuku, hi. This solves everything? Well, it does answer a lot of questions, like how did the Earth get here? What are we on? What about volcanoes? I was asked that last weekend by somebody that came to the show. Volcanoes could be the dragon's breath. We saw breath come out of Marduk, fiery breath out of a two-faced god. You're late. That's all right. So Marduk was a two-faced god with 4 eyes and 4 ears. They don't describe Tiamat, but she was splendorous. She was awesome. So what do you guys think? Is Tiamat laying on a flat plane? Is she in space? Maybe she's on another creature. Maybe we're just seeing one side of it. I don't know. Janus, yes. There were a lot of references in this that have been replete throughout the Book of Giants and the Bible. The 10 veils, the 10 gods, the 10... let's see, where was that? Opening his mouth. Splitter like a shellfish. Let's see. Let's just get the descriptions here. Perfect with his members beyond comprehension. He rendered him perfect and endowed him with a double Godhead. Greatly exalted was he above them all. Exceeding throughout, perfect were his members, beyond comprehensions, unsuited for understanding, difficult to perceive. Four were his eyes, four were his ears. When he moved his lips, fire blazed forth. Large were his hearing organs, and his eyes, in like number scanning all things. He was the loftiest of gods, surpassing was his stature. Members were enormous. He was exceedingly tall. So that's the description of Marduk. Hi, Steve-O. Good to see you. So Marduk doesn't seem like a dragon of this type anyway. I don't know if Marduk is a dragon or not. I believe Tiamat is, from what I see. Hi, all. Hi, Steve-O. So would a dragon fit onto a flat Earth? I think so. Would a dragon fit into a round Earth? I think so. I think we're a Dragon Ball flying in through the sky. It's kind of a weird concept. But we look at the constellations out in the skies, and they all have names and descriptions. I wonder if in the past we could actually see these creatures and these beings, and if they maybe just blazed up in the electric universe and all that's left is stars. I don't know. How big is big? Maybe it's just a matter of perspective. Yep, a dragon laying down in a circle can be a flat Earth indeed. Wouldn't a turduncan fit? Would a turduncan fit? What's a turduncan? I don't know. As I say, I operate as if it's a ball or a dragon flying through the sky. But when we go back to the Enuma Elish, in the very beginning, it doesn't say that these gods had planets or anything. They had abodes. And an abode could just be an area. When on high, the heaven had not been named. Firm ground below had not been called by name. Or called by name, does that mean just named? Or does that mean called forth? Not but primordial Apsu, their begetter. So at one time there was just Apsu. And Mumu, Tiamat, she who bore them all. So Tiamat is the mother of all in this story. Their waters commingling as a single body. So Tiamat and Apsu would be a good correlation for fire and ice in the great Gunganap. The good and the evil mixing. No reed had been matted, no marsh land had appeared, when no gods whatever had been brought into being. Uncalled by name, their destinies undetermined. Interesting. So there were no planets, no gods, just Tiamat and Mumu and Apsu. Mumu Tiamat. Mumu, ah, Turducken is a meat sandwich served with the TV show Supernatural. Turkey, duck, and chicken. Oh, okay. Turducken. Nice. I think I remember something about that. So I started myself on doing something I thought I would try and represent, although I haven't come close yet. I'm getting there. First attempt at a face of Tiamat. I'll work on it. It's kind of cracked, but that's fine. Hamster spitting on Jupiter. Okay. So we covered that. So is there anything you guys want to talk about? It's been a pretty quiet day for me. I went out to see if there was any protesting going on. I couldn't find anything. It'll be going on in Toronto. I'm out in Hamilton. They moved the protest a couple weeks ago to Burlington on me. I went out there once, but I won't be going out there again. It's a long trek for me. And I wonder, back to Tiamat, I wonder if there's still juicy bits in the middle of Tiamat. If she's entirely cooked and dried out, or if there's still some meaty bits in there that we could get dragon DNA from. Maybe we could recreate the gods, these dragons. They come in smaller forms. There's the one on top of Morocco. And then there's the one on North America. We'll look at the one on Morocco right now. Just for a quick bit. I do like this one. It's really cool that it's attacking a fish. And again, here's, I want to go down to the throat to look at the injectors. You can see these two sides right here up the middle of the dragon neck. And you see these colors coming in. I think that these are the mixing of two fluids that make up the dragon's breath. Probably also makes up right for the jugular. Yep, and this dragon here has a cut in it, a slash in its neck, not one in its belly. And we do have the whole dragon here, not just a piece. Look at the color change in the injectors as we head into the main part of the dragon, the body. And we can see this here looks like a slash, almost cut in half like they talk about. Made into art for works, maybe. There is a slash on the neck. Let me find that. I think that was it. Yeah. Could be. Hey, Trey. How you doing, buddy? Acid, right. Have a little faith. Cooked, deboned. Not according to Rex or Diamond. Okay. That's really well defined. Yeah, it is, Miyuku. You can really see when you get in close, like even up here. Oops, let me go back to maps. You can really see the flails, like these here are the flaps that come off the dragon's back. You know how they have all kinds of flaps? Yeah, here we can see these injectors, red and green, right? I don't know if this is the mixing area where they mix or blend, but that fluid, look at this coming along here, this little, almost little rocky pathway. And that continues all the way along. I'd like to get out there and take a look at some of these rocks here. I wonder if they're brimstone or some such type thing. But look at them all sitting right on the surface. Almost like they're floating, really. It's almost as if they're floating. But here we can see another break or a slash and all the fluids coming out, scarring and covering the landscape. And we're getting closer to the head, I think. Yep, right on the head. So the dragon head up here, this area here, this is the head. It's much more convoluted than Tiamat's head. But this is the snout. I believe that would be the eyeball right there. And here's the dragon's breath coming out on the fish. And this stuff is disgusting looking. If you've ever seen images of blood being attacked by venom, this is what it looks like. Very similar. Some of you may have seen images of that before, but that's what it looks like. Nasty looking stuff. Just nasty. Breaking down tissue. What's that? What the hell is that? Can anyone describe what that is? I have no idea. I've never seen this before. What is it? That's pretty interesting. Huh. That is interesting. I'm going to have to mark that place. That is out in the middle of nowhere. What is that? It looks like a hockey net from this distance on its side. I'm sorry, guys, to take you aside like this. I want to know what the hell is that? I see underneath what looks like scribblings. Can you see that as well? All these swirl marks that I don't see in other places. These tracks and trails seem to continue right underneath it. And this has depth. It is a structure of some sort. I can see shadowing in the corner here. Interesting. I am perplexed here. Huh. Let me check back and see what you guys are saying. Write down the number, John. Yeah. Dragon's Breath. Yeah. It's big, whatever it is. Yeah. Anodes. Yeah. Window. Yeah. That never leads back to its beginning. But it's a torus field as well, Paula. I believe it's a torus field. That is weird, right, Desert Rose? It's big, whatever it is. Oh, okay, Scotty boy. A frame with netting in it. And we heard about a net, but that net is pretty small. Could be a huge plantation of some sort. Looks like the walls made with pipes, kind of rounded on the top. Or a structure to hold up the mountainside, keeping something in or out. Could be. It's a very strange thing to have out in the middle of nowhere like that. And I have no idea what it is. And it looks like there's lots of tracks and trails going around it, but I don't see very many going like into it. I see no building of any sort. Now let me see how close in I can get to this. I can get in really close. This is huge. This is absolutely massive. Huh. I see a remote viewing target in our future. This is totally bizarre. I can't think of what that would be for. Can you? See the netting? Quarantine camp? Can you zoom in or out on Street View? Yeah. Street View, I don't know. Let's try it. We go in here and see. Doesn't seem like I can. I don't think these are real roads. It's all unavailable. See, that looks like roads beside it as well. But again, it's unavailable as a street view. No, I can't get a street view on it. Let's try over here. No. What about here? No. No, I cannot get a street view on it. Yeah, I don't. This area doesn't seem to be anywhere you would put that because there's nobody nearby. There's nothing nearby it. Absolutely nothing. That looks like a road, kind of, but I can't. It won't let me street view it. So I don't know. That's going to be a sight to watch there. Look at how it just disappears too, eh? Just completely gone. But I know where it is. I wonder if there are any others, or if that's a unique structure. I'm not on maps, so I don't know. I mean, Google Earth, so I don't know how to pin this. Directions to here. What's here? Yeah, search nearby, print, add a missing place. Add a missing place. What's that? Rare structure. There we go. Category. We'll call it education. College. Address required. Okay, well, we can't do that. Okay, discard. So I don't know how to pin that on here. Screenshot it before it disappears, right, Scotty boy? Let's see if I can get a... Yeah, you know what I'll do? We'll do a bookmark of this. Oh, what's that? Nope. Still won't give me a route there. Government officials using Microsoft, right? Yeah, very 3D. Looks like a root. Well, it does, but it's more like dragon venom, at least as far as the theory goes. Trey? Hi, Max. But let's leave that area. And I want to go take a look. Just to round it out, we'll show you guys the... I like to look at the North American dragon. One of my favorite. And there are several apparently in North America. Yes, I see you there, Max. Now this one makes a lot more sense to some people. You can see the dragon head here in this area. The neck going up and around and down. And it seems to be a different kind of dragon than the one in Africa or even the one that makes up the world. So these dragons came in different forms. I don't know, depending on what the world was like when they were made. But that one's a beautiful dragon, a beautiful example. I live just up here, right down here. It says Mississauga. That's a good address there. It's not mine. But yeah, I'm close to the dragon's tail. You can see the tail feathers or fans or whatever they are wisping out here. And there is one down here. There are two facing each other. And the bay, where's the bay? There we are. In San Francisco Bay. John Little, or Giant, showed us two dragons here facing each other. You can see a mouth line here. Mount Diablo is looking like where the eye socket is on this one. And its head is laying down this way. Now, I don't know if this is its jaw, but I don't think so. I don't know if it's that big or not. And up here, we have another dragon head. that I can't quite make out at the moment. I'd need John to show me again. But very interesting, the amount of creatures that make up our planet. And I like to end off with showing you this creature. The great macaw. Now we can see that North America somewhat looks like a bird, an eagle, but it's not. It's the great macaw. This out here, New Brunswick PEI, this is the beak of the bird. You can see the eye, ear, possibly here, here, or here. And we can see the comb feathers on the top of the great macaw up here. These are his two wings, one going up this way, one coming across this way. And here's the body of the great macaw. You guys are living on it, most of you. So those are the mud fossils that I know. Done with that creature. There's definitely an evil dragon in San Francisco. Yeah. Saturn drags me, but not this planet. Your dragon must be Taurus related, the motion or emoji. Yeah, it could be just Taurus related. I think it's actually physical, but that is possible too, Trey. Just a guess. I don't do dragons. Okay. Yeah. Don't forget about what's underneath. Well, I think what's underneath, Steve-O, is a lot more of dragon gut. I like a donut shape better, yeah. So what's your view on flat Earth? I don't know. I'm not convinced. I do like the experiments that they do. They seem to show kind of some semblance of an idea that it is actually flat. But of course, when we look at other things, we don't see any other examples of a flat Earth. But a lot of times I said upside down triangle box, square spinning ball of light and dark. What is a helicopter? Good way to get there, Steve-O. I like that. Looks like jellyfish tentacles. Okay. Yes, Max, you're very important. I love you. We have our overlord and master here. All hail the mighty kitty. Oh, let me get my face out of there. My face isn't important when you're here. There we go. Oh. I fish. I can vary about at 30 miles. So flat, I can't buy it. Yeah, I live on one of the Great Lakes. Scotty and Steve-O and the rest of you. I live on one of the Great Lakes. Okay. So I have 700 kilometers of lake to look at. Let me show you where I live. See all that heart? That's my home. That's not my home there, but I don't know why that one's pinned. But here's where I live. Right about here. There's a Walmart. Okay, and I live on the 11th floor of my building. So I can sit here with a pair of binoculars. I have a very large pair. And I can look out over the water. And I'll show you guys what I see. So there's the lake, and it goes in that direction that you're looking for about 700 kilometers. It's a very long lake. I cannot see the other side. Boats do disappear when they go out, and I can't see them anymore. Yeah, I like as I say, I like the experiments they do. The experiments show that something's up. I don't know what, right? But you don't consider Dragon as meth head Methuselah? Meth head Methuselah. I don't know if seems in the past there were good and bad dragons, but for the most part, we had killed most of the dragons. Most of the dragons were fought. Yeah, I have to go with what I can see for myself. And that's why I believe that the earth is half a dead dragon, because I can see it. That's why I believe the Inumi leash. Maybe the boats are holograms. They may be, Lucky. But yeah, I have the opportunity to do that experiment at any point. I can get my binoculars, and I don't have a small pair of binoculars. I'll be back in 1 second. Now, I have some pretty decent optics for doing this. These are Sky Masters. This is 15 by 70. So I can see quite a distance. That's where the best way to live. So many lies. If you can prove it to yourself, that's the best. Yeah. Yeah, I think proving it to yourself. There was a man mocked on the news in Toronto here for being a conspiracy theorist, for believing in the flat earth. But when he did the experiments, it made him question, right? And he should question. But they mocked him. They sent him to therapy. They told him he was a conspiracy theorist and that he needed help. So yeah, Lucky, I have a decent set of binoculars. Those are cool as fuck. Mr. Magoo, yeah. So I can see quite a distance with those. And you can watch as things kind of disappear over the horizon. I do like the canal experiments that were done in England, where they shone a laser. I believe it was a kilometer that they used. It's a fairly decent amount of distance. But when you compare that with 700 kilometers, it's a big difference. And most people don't get the opportunity, like I have, to be down at the end of a lake like this. Conspiracy scientist. I like that. That's good, Lucky. Yeah, I think we all could do with a set of binoculars like that. It's great for looking at the moon and the stars. You know, when Sirius is visible, or any of the other bodies, and especially here in the city, because we don't have a lot of stars that show up. So only the brightest show up, so it's nice to look at them when they do. So I'm hoping that we can all get something out of what we've learned today. I still question whether it's a round Earth or a flat Earth. I don't know. But I am convinced that it's made up of a dead dragon. Can mental institutions take anyone in? I need a place to hibernate. There are, what are they called? Indwell. You're in Canada, aren't you, Trey? There's Indwell. I think INDWELL. They are an organization that finds places for people, if that's what you're talking about. All right, Scotty boy. All right, I hope you get home before class. Yeah, it's that's a place. I think so. Let me check with my wife. Just 1 second. Yep, that's what it's called, Trey. Indwell. You've got it spelled right. I think there's more truth in not knowing whether it is, or in that understanding that you don't know. I think understanding that we don't know is important. You know. Hey, women, get in here. Yep. Oh, you're welcome, Trey. There's a new patent. See, they have those induction chargers. So have they come up with something new, Miyuku? That's interesting. I don't like the cableless charging. I don't like being beside those pads. It really hurts my teeth. Cableless charging. No. That's interesting, Miyuku. I'll have to look that up. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. We've been in an hour. That was about how long I wanted to be. It's time for dinner. So we'll see you guys in, let's see, about 4 hours for class. Hopefully you'll come by. Have a great time. Maybe we'll take a look at some interesting things. Miyuku, do you have any links for that? Let me check here. Let me go. Let's see. Okay. I made you a moderator if you have any links. Being a moderator just means that you can post links. Don't ban anybody or anything. You lost connection. Oh, no. Yes, it's new. Okay. 16 likes, but only 10 viewing. Awesome. Well, that happens. It says 11 here. I'm asking for the likes now. I don't know why. If you want to hit the like, do it. I like the idea. I like likes. Let's see. I'm going to take a search on that too, Miyuku. New wireless charging phones. Technology. Okay. Resonance charging. This wireless charging happens when both the copper coils set to a common electromagnetic frequency. You can easily charge the mobile device battery from the power source. Wireless resonance charging is only possible over short distances. Thank God. I don't know if that's exactly what you're talking about. I always like, so I know the videos I've already seen. Nice. All right, thanks, Mia Miyuku. I'd like to eat the sun. The reason for the inconsistency is likes versus watchers is because some have left. Yeah. Oh, hi, Paula. Didn't see you come in. Where are you there? Terrible at watching chat. I don't see Paula. Huh. Now, the sun's a planet, I think, too, Steve. That's exactly what they want you to think, right? All right, guys. That's all we've got for now. We'll see you in class later tonight. Until then, keep your third eye open. Use your intelligence and your intuition. Bye-bye.